Hey guys, welcome to another video. I want to start this video off by saying I appreciate the support that I've got from my subscribers. You guys are loyal subscribers, frequent flyers definitely on here, and I thank you for that, because I don't have any kind of sponsors or anything like that. I've said that in plenty of videos. I just buy what I want, I save up for it, get it, and that's how I kind of do it. But I really enjoy the technology field, so that's why you see me with all the different devices. They're not loaners or anything like that. They're actually mine. But in any event, thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate it. So today's device, as you can see, is the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. This is my full review, so I'll cover a few things here, and I'll leave the rest up to you to put in the comments or just talk about it if you want. So we'll start with the device itself. It has a obviously this gorgeous 5.55 inch screen on the front. It's 1280 by 720, beautiful, Super AMOLED HD, capacitive. You've got a 2 megapixel up front. I think it's a 2 or a 1.9, same difference. Proximity sensors and a speaker up here. You've got the home button down here, the famous home button, and then you've got the two buttons that illuminate here once you light the screen up. On the bottom, you've got the microphone here, and you've got a micro USB charging port there, and obviously you've got your slot on the bottom for the S Pen. On the top, you've got another microphone for noise cancellation, and then you've got your 3.5mm headphone jack. Along this side, you've got your power button right there, and along this side over here, you've got the volume rocker. No dedicated camera keys anywhere on here. On the back, you've got the carrier branding and the name of the device, and the speaker grill down here, and obviously right here you've got your 8 megapixel with a single LED flash. And so I'll pop open the back here. Opening the back up, you have access to the battery, which is a 3100 milliamp battery, your micro SIM card there, and you've got a SD card slot as well. I normally keep a 64 gig in there, but I took it out for this video, and it'll work. Some people are saying that, let me go ahead and tackle that right now. See if I can find my 64 gig real quick. I keep a spare in my wallet. I know I got one. Yes. So here is the 64 gig Ultra, and it in fact does work in this phone. There's been lots of things where people saying that it doesn't work, and it won't work for whatever reason. You got to format it to FAT32, all these different things. You don't have to. I haven't done any kind of formatting or anything like that. I just bought that bad boy, popped it in. Well, I already had it, but I got it and popped it in there, and boom, it works. And I'll get into that later on, because I'll show you a video and I'll play some music from that's on that SD card. And that's pretty much the hardware of the device. So first thing I want to get into is the screen, because the screen is what you see first when you power on the device. You're greeted by this just wonderful screen. Those of you know, I like matte screen protectors. I don't need a screen protector, but I don't like a slippery screen. I have to say this every now and then, because people always say it looks a little dull. It's because of the matte screen protector that I have on here. I really enjoy having a non-slippery screen. So if it seems a little dull, I could crank up the brightness, but I really don't need to. This phone has a beautiful screen on it. So internet browsing, as you can see, I am on T-Mobile's 4G, and if you've been watching my prior videos, you know that I don't get really strong signal in my house with any carrier, except for Sprint, but they're on 3G, and I don't get LTE in my house. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some web surfing here, and you can see how it goes over T-Mobile's Wi-Fi network, or excuse T-Mobile's Wi-Fi, T-Mobile's 4G network. I could turn on Wi-Fi, but I don't use Wi-Fi. I've used probably in the last 3 days about 8 gigs. I'm paying for the data, so I want to use my data. So as you can see here, normal web browsing, you get a really nice experience with web browsing. I'm just going to go to different websites like I normally would. Just do regular web surfing. If I was sitting right here in front of the TV like I am now. So I just click on that ad. You can see kind of how it works on web surfing. I don't know if you see any kind of checkerboarding, but I don't really get checkerboarding. I think it's a great experience for web browsing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's really nice. Zooming all the way in, you can see there the text. So I think with web browsing, I think you'll be satisfied. If your standards are really high, you're not going to be satisfied. But with a gorgeous screen like this, how can you go wrong with media content and web surfing? So the next thing I wanted to cover is the Play Store. The Play Store, it just looks fantastic on this screen. It just really works. It's got it. Here we go. It's loading up, so you can see how much better it looks than, let's say, the iTunes Store. This is a little bit more organized to me than the iTunes Store. And I'm not bashing the iTunes Store, because if you can go over and watch my video on the iPad Mini and my iPhone 5, you'll see that I just use several different operating systems. But this one, it's a little more user friendly. Everything is kind of here that you need. You just click on something, you go to it. It just seems like it's a lot easier to search here on the Play Store. It's just kind of straight to it, straight to the point. I really like the way they've put the Play Store together. It just works. It does really well. And I think navigating through the Play Store, you'll be able to do it with no problems. The next thing I wanted to cover was the camera. Sorry, I'm kind of multitasking here. So the camera interface is definitely really nice. I think what you'll find is that this camera is super sharp. I can actually take a picture also. This is one little added bonus to having this phone. If you see there, you can take a picture by saying one of those words, and it actually works. So it'll focus the camera for you on whatever you're looking at, and then it'll take the picture afterwards. So let's give it a demo here. Cheese. As you can see, it takes the picture for me. That has got to be one of the most unique things ever. And you can say smile. You can say smile, and did it do it? Smile, or not. Or you can say capture, and it takes the picture. Shoot. It works. Smile. Well, I guess it wants you to give some kind of emotion in your voice, but you can't tell me that isn't cool. And comparing it to other camera interfaces, like my other driver are my iPad Mini and my iPhone 5. Those cameras are boring. I mean, the interface is boring. But in this camera, look at all the different options you get. I mean, it's a normal rundown of Samsung's camera. It's just tons and tons and tons of things that you can do. Slow motion. It has a number of things on here. It's got a front-facing camera right there, and then when you switch over to video, you get even more options. It's the same thing, you know. It's typical Samsung device with a great camera. And not just having a good camera, is just having all the features. That's not so much it, but having a good camera. This camera is great. As you can see how it's focusing there, that is doing it on its own, but it's a really good camera. So camera quality and video, just wonderful. Another thing that you might use this for is to watch movies or listen to music. So I'm gonna find, also I don't have my headphones with me, but when you plug in the headphone, it automatically pops open. It gives you all the options that you could use with headphones plugged in. Really cool. It brings up your movie interface. I'm sorry I don't have my headphones here. I think I left them at work, but it just brings up a ton of options for you when you plug it in. It's really cool. All right, so but let's get into video playback, and I'll turn on some music as well. Go to the video player. So as you can see, a ton of movies here. This is a cool feature, but I don't use it, to be honest. I mean, I don't feel the need to hover over this movie to get a sample of it for it to play. It's a cool feature. I'll give it to them. It is cool, but that's not a feature that I use at all. So these are just movies that I've loaded up and coded to MP4, but it plays all formats, so you know. Alright, let's click on this movie here, and I'll use this as a demo. So let me pause it real quick. The movie starts, and you can excuse me guys, you can hover over this right here, and as you can see, even with it paused, you can see I'm able to scan through the movie and select where I want to be. So you can play it here. We'll scan ahead a little bit.
Made an entrance through the front and the side. They swept the house clean, killed everybody inside. We got a guy taped up with a hole in his brain, man. It's fucking brutal. They even killed the maid. Damn, they left over 200 shells.
So this is a quick video sample. And one other thing, while I'm in the video, I'll go ahead and do the video, the pop-up video. You hit the pop-up video. It actually works in both, but it won't do it on the desktop. Let me see if I can go to open up the browser, and then the video will slide over, and you can resize the video. Very, very nice. You tap it once, you'll pause it, and you can hit the X there to get out, or tap it again, and it'll play. So there it is. There you go. There you go. So that's pop-up video. Very nice. Okay, so alright, so from here, when you pull out the S Pen, here's what happens. This is the same thing with the headphones. When you plug headphones in, it brings up a menu with all your media content that you can do. But when you pop out the S Pen, it brings up an extra panel, and it's very cool. It lets you know all the things that you can do with it are on the screen. Now when you change panels, as you can see, these change down here. See, these are things that I can use the S Pen for. For whatever reason it chooses those. On the media, it chooses different things. So the S Pen, okay, I'll be honest, the S Pen is a cool feature, but for me, I really got this just for real estate and performance. I really don't use the S Pen that much. Here's what I use the S Pen for. Hey Billy, where's that at? Man, I think it's over in Washington DC. Okay, let me show. Do you know where it's at? Well, where's the web page? Let me see if I can copy it to you. I hit the pen, go here, select it. It'll highlight that area, and then I drop it into a message, or I drop it into an email. I drop it on Twitter. That's what I use the S Pen for. And I'm being honest, that's about where it stops. I don't use the S Pen for anything else really. I take some notes, but it just isn't something that I use on a regular. So, and it's not a bad thing, but the user that I am, I don't need the S Pen. I don't need the S Pen. That's just it. But still, great feature. The S Pen, you can take notes and draw. You can do all kinds of things. Let's see, create a note here. As you can see, I've yet to use this. Here we go. But when you get into the S Pen, look at all the options that it has. You can record the sketch. It's got rich text. Oh, cool. And you know what? To be honest, I've never even pulled this out and turned on this S Note thing. I just don't do it. I don't use it. So, but I'm still getting my money's worth because I use this device heavily. Alright, so S Pen, I won't get into it too much, but it has some cool features. Google it or look at someone else's video, whatever, or go straight to the Samsung website and you'll see. Anyway, let's get into music. Play a little sample here and let you see how loud the speaker is, because there's always someone that's going to want to know what the speaker looks like, and you also get to see the media player, the music player. Let's play this. See, I have it at 15. And so you can see how loud it is. When it's playing, you have access. I'll do it real quick. You have access to your controls right here. And so that's a cool feature. You have access to your controls right there. So, only a couple more things I wanted to cover. Battery life on the device it's a 3100 milliamp battery. Everybody will tell you, oh, this battery lasts all day. Well, most of the people watching this video, you're probably a tech savvy person, so if you have this device, you're banging it out and you're really using it. So myself, yeah, I can make it through a full day on the Galaxy Note. And I mean, let's see where I'm at right now. I'll just take you there so you can see. So you go to your battery. It's been up and going for almost 9 hours, 8 hours and 58 minutes. Screen time, 3 hours and 35 minutes. And I still have how much battery left? 37%. So I should be able to get about 5 to 6 hours screen time on here. Screen time meaning this, you've got it on and you're using it. It's not idle. But that's kind of about it. It's still a smartphone, and it still has to have all these things. It works. I mean, if I missed it, it does have a quad-core 1.6 gigahertz processor in there. So, and it's got this big screen. You need a bigger battery. But the battery life is not like what you see on the analysts giving you the tests and everything. I watch those videos and I leave it at that, because most of those guys are not, they're not end users, and they probably use something else that already has a great battery life for their personal phones. But the guys that I know that have this phone, they're not getting 2 and 3 days out of it, because they're heavy users like I am. Heavy meaning I use 3 to 5 gigs per day of internet, and I'm always on it doing something, changing my blog information. Shout out, you need to check my blog out if you haven't, mrjlwilliams.wordpress.com. Hit it up every day. I got good stuff on there. So I'm running my blog from here sometimes, if not my iPad mini, and the battery life is okay. It's not spectacular like what you hear on the analysts saying, other people on these videos and blogs. It's not spectacular. Yeah, I can make it through a full day. Now, a person who's not a person who's going to bang it out like that, they'll probably get it 2 days tops, depending on how you're using your phone. So, and any phone has a long, every phone has a pretty good standby time, but how are you using your phone? I would never buy this device to let it sit idle. No way. I mean, I'm gonna get in and use I'm gonna use it and get my money's worth. So, battery life, about a 7. You know, it's okay. 7.5. It makes it through the full day without dying. And I start my day at 5:30, and it's now 3:45, and that's where the battery is. It's on 37%. So you do the math. Anyway, I'm running up on 20 minutes. I didn't want to do that. If there's anything I missed, tell me in the comments, or tell me what you think. You know, send me a link to your review, and we can discuss it together in your comments, my comments, whatever. Be sure to hit my blog up, mrjlwilliams.wordpress.com. Rating of this device, you know I'm pro Samsung, but I don't rate devices based on that. I give this device a solid 9.5. Reason being, it's because most people can't handle the size of the device. Simple as that. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. And one other thing, I got a special unboxing coming tomorrow. Should be here tomorrow, if not the latest Friday. I will have that unboxing up. Be sure to check it out. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.